the viola. You might be asking yourself, what's that? Well, I could answer that question in many ways, but let's just say it's the humble cornerstone of the orchestra. In fact, everyone has heard the beautiful, warm timbre of the viola. You might not know what it looks like, but when you finally see it, you will definitely call it a violin. But the viola doesn't live for the accolades. It doesn't chase the spotlight. It simply exists to provide harmony and support, wrapping the music in a warm embrace. Unfortunately, the viola has suffered many pretentious remarks at the hands of its fellow mates, labeling it as the fat violin or a violin on a budget. You can even find lists online with hundreds of jokes, all at its expense. But the irony is, the viola has been here from the very beginning. In the mid-16th century, in Cremona, Italy, instrument makers like Andrea Amati began shaping what would become the modern string family. The viola's mid-range tones are the closest to the human voice, warm, expressive, and full of passion. The viola was given the harmony, not because it was forced to, but because it makes you feel warm. At first glance, the viola and the violin can look almost identical, but the viola is slightly larger, with a deeper body, thicker strings, and a longer scale length. That difference in size gives the viola a lower note range. While the violin sings higher, the viola speaks lower. The cello carries the lowest voice. The viola is so distinct, it has its own clef, the alto clef, also known as the C clef. Many great composers loved the viola. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart played the viola and favored it deeply, often placing himself in the viola section during chamber performances. Johannes Brahms trusted it with some of his most intimate writing, turning to its sound when warmth mattered more than brilliance.
I feel your sorrow. It resonates within me, deep in my soul.
Carl Stamitz went even further. He composed solo works for the viola, placing it at the center and proving just how expressive, agile, and powerful it could be when he finally performed the piece himself. And despite the jokes, the viola has never lacked value. In 2014, the most expensive instrument in the world was not a violin, it was a viola. The McDonald Stradivarius viola, crafted by Antonio Stradivari, valued at $45 million. The viola doesn't demand attention. It doesn't insist on being heard, but remove it. And suddenly everything feels thinner, less grounded, incomplete. It has always been there, quietly, holding everything together.